Welcome back to Suhe Speaks. Today we're going to be talking about Expendables 4, the franchise that is known for crazy, no logic action. Yes, I said it, this movie has absolutely no plot, no storyline, no character arcs. This is just a no nonsense, just turn your brain off action movie right from the start, and we're gonna be talking about it. So make sure you like and subscribe. This is Suhe Speaks, and let's get it started. Expendables 4, the franchise that is packed with action. It has famous legends as Chuck Norris, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and now we get Tony Jaa, we get Iko Uwase. I think it's Uwase. I hope I'm saying his name right. He is such a fantastic actor. I have followed his career for a long time. I love all his action movies, and this movie I was excited going into it just because I knew I was going to see some good action, and I actually saw some good action, but other times it just felt so chaotic, so out of place. I was just like, what the hell were they thinking approving this storyline in this movie? Like, were they sitting there in the editing room afterwards and going like, wow, we made a good movie? Because I definitely did not see any story in this movie. The narrative lacks the punch needed to elevate an action movie, and a predictable twist involving the villain and everything around it. There's is such a predictable twist. How the movie starts, what happens in the beginning scenes, like, I want to say what does, but it will spoil the movie. But I think as a viewer, I think we're smart enough to predict this, and if the directors must have seriously been thinking, seriously been sitting there going like, no one's gonna predict this. It's one of the most cliche stories, one of the most cliche and corny storylines. Is so predictable. I like Jason Statham. I knew exactly what I'm gonna get from him, but people like Megan Fox, she sucks at acting. There's only one role suited for her, and she's the sex symbol for everything going forward. She has no youth, and the fact that they tried to give her a story, yet her dialogues, her lines, her acting, her expression, everything failed to be anything but the same corny, cheesy shit she always does. Her mouth open, her trying to be sexy. It's like, what is the point of you being in the movie if you really don't bring anything to evolve the movie? It's like Gal Gadot. She really doesn't do anything. She stands there, she smiles, she thinks she's getting away. But no, you made one of the worst movies of all time, and the other one was a copy of Captain America. But we're getting off topic. Megan Fox sucked. That's definitely the truth. She has no point being there. Everything else could have worked. The lines could have worked, but her being the love interest for Christmas, I don't know. I feel like he could have done better. This girl just did not feel it. It just did not. Christmas comes out as somebody that makes... Okay, you know what? It makes sense. He does make idiotic mistakes, so it makes sense for him. One of the hallmarks of Expendables franchise has been this assembled cast, comprised of action movie legends and rising stars. In this installment, the cast assemble feels disappointingly thin. While Jason Statham takes the role, which he handles well, Sylvester Stallone, an iconic figure in the series, is actually absent for a significant portion of the film. Furthermore, the utilization of the cast is uneven. Dolph, Randy Couture, the other two original cast members, they were decent, but they're not involved in the room to shine as the previous films. The new faces that are introduced, 50 Cent, Jacob, Levi, Iko, Tony, they add potential to the depth of the roster, but sadly most of them are underutilized. I like when they introduced Tony Jaa and they gave him a little tiny story of why he is no longer fighting. I mean, this is an action movie. I'm not really spoiling anything. Everybody is just, anybody and everybody that's involved in this is all about action, and I've really wanted to know more about his story, and they never went into anything. No arc. It's just like they mentioned the story or this background about a character, and then they ignore it and just go, we're just gonna do crazy shit, blow up shit, throw shit, shoot shit. That was it. It was non-stop, no brain, no thought, no, just like turn this shit off and just press play, and you're watching a Michael Bay movie probably, but Michael Bay movies have more storylines. This was just chaotic, a mess. It definitely is a B-rated movie have more storylines than this had. The Expendables series has known for its gritty and practical action scenes that resemble the 80s action films. However, Expendable 4 takes a different approach, relying heavily on CGI effects, and there was so much CGI used in this, and there were moments where Jason Statham is trying to do action scenes and you could clearly say, I'm using a green screen. I know the effects I can do, and I can see the carelessness and the sloppiness of somebody cutting or what kind of effects they're doing. You could clearly see Jason Statham behind the green screen, and the screen doesn't even feel natural. I mean, there were so many moments, fight scenes, it felt so lackluster. Like they weren't trying. They're like, we're just gonna put out this movie and people are gonna pay and watch it because who the fuck cares? Like there's nothing more to add, and it felt very sad that this is what we have come to. Unfortunately, the decision backfires as the CGI is far from impressive. Explosions look like amateur video games, lacking visual impact or partial effects at all. Moreover, the fight scenes, which should have been the film's standout moments, suffer from clutter and over-reliance on CGI. The choreography lacks the gritty realism of previous entries and results is a lackluster showcase of action, a far cry from the franchise glory days. The director handling of the action scenes leaves much to be desired, and not every talented actor gets their moment to shine. I enjoyed the fight scenes, and I mainly enjoyed the Jason Statham fight scenes. I like him, but they were so weirdly done. Like this dude, every time he got caught, I was like, somehow he's gonna escape. Like I don't understand why he can pull the trigger and nobody else can. Like there were so many moments where he should have gotten killed. It was illogical, it was over the top, and even moments where you would want to see that it'd be seriously, but it was so dumb that they had these action entry walks. It was so stupid. Like who the fuck does it anymore? And they were all walking together, coming in a line. Like I understand you're trying to do the 80s style, but when you're half-assing and doing modern day shooting, modern day effects and everything, and makes it look like now, you cannot be doing it, especially when you don't have a storyline. The Jason Statham versus Eco fight, I wanted more. I think Eco is such a fantastic fighter. I wanted him to go a little longer. I felt like it lasted too short, and the villain was so predictable. Like it's the most obvious one always. This storyline, everything, it failed. I am disappointed, and the rating 4. It was so stupid. 4 out of 10. I'm just being generous because I like Jason Statham. But cast, weak. Dialogue, horrendous. Expendables 4 falls short of lofty expectations set by its predecessor. Third one's not good, but it's the weakest entry in the franchise. It's also a clear indication the series may be running out of fuel. With a weak and forgettable plot, underutilized cast member, and disappointing CGI effects, the film fails to recapture the essence that made the earlier installments memorable. Well, that's my review. If you've seen the movie, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about my review over here. Make sure you like and subscribe. I am Suhe. I will catch you next time. Till then, keep watching, keep reviewing. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Get in your car and you'll need to kiss me. We'll talk for hours and life.